Had 9 days of bad weather in the Channel, windy conditions which just prevent these flimsy boats from crossing, and effectively the migrants have just been stacking up waiting to get across the Channel. Today's the first day of calm weather, calmed down overnight, and sure as night follows day, we got the small boat people smugglers pushing out multiple boats from a number of beaches around Dunkirk and around Calais overnight. This morning you can see these nighttime images, early hours of this morning, when the boats, taxi boats they're called, come down from local river channels, go out into the sea, go along the coast, and then there's a stream of people wade into the water on the beaches there to meet up with these taxi boats and to get onto them and across the Channel. Now, our sources are predicting that so far, at least 400 small boat migrants are in the English Channel in the process of trying to reach the UK. It looks like most are making good progress, so they're probably likely to reach UK waters. We can confirm that 2 small boats have already reached UK waters within the last 10 minutes and will be brought to Dover. And I think what's important about this is we've had a week in which you've had a farcical situation with the government desperately trying to get a minute number of small boat migrants returned to France. And eventually, after struggles through the court system, they finally managed to get 2 off.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cybercriminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GBNews discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GBNews to start protecting yourself digitally today.
This is really, really interesting. I love this, and I would love you, because I haven't heard it from any Labour politician yet, and I keep wanting it to come. Can you tell me what we gain as a country when we're trying to get our numbers down from this scheme? Can you explain it to me?
So this scheme isn't about getting numbers down, because it's 1 in, 1 out.
Right.
Well, it's supposed to be a deterrent,
It's a
which would bring
yes.
numbers down.
In the long term,
It's not
yes.
1 in, 1 out either. That's the
term.
problem. It's 400 in and 2 out.
Well, it's worse than that, actually, because the one that comes in, we've got somebody in the country who apparently doesn't have a right to be here, so we give them to France, when actually what we should be doing is sending them back to where they came from. Then we take someone from France who actually apparently does have a right to be here, so we give them settled status, and they then bring their 8 family members. It's not 1 in, 1 out.
God, it's doom and gloom and Sturm and Drang. Why are we all being so downbeat? You wanted this to be solved, and we've got the first person leaving.
Okay, listen.
That, for you, is something to celebrate.
Listen,
No, it isn't.
we have some breaking news here. A British couple who were detained in Afghanistan back in February have been released by the Taliban, according to officials. It's Barbie Reynolds, 76, and her husband Peter, 80, were freed following mediation led by Qatar.
Well, the couple have lived in Afghanistan for more than 18 years, running an organisation that focuses on education. And we will have more on this coming up on GB News.
Wow.
That's extraordinarily good news.
That is extraordinarily good and very surprising news, I think. I think once you get taken into custody by the Taliban, your chances of coming out are very low. So I think that's brilliant news. And it's news I didn't expect. I didn't expect that couple to be released. But actually, Sebastian, how condescending of you on the left to say to me you should be celebrating. I'm not celebrating. I don't want anyone coming in. We are
Sorry, you don't want anyone coming into Britain?
Not right now.
Nobody?
5-year moratorium. Let's sort out our own infrastructure.
Do you have any idea what would happen to this country if we froze immigration tomorrow?
Yes, people would be pleased.
No. Do you have any idea what would happen to the economy?
Yes, people would be pleased.
No. Can you explain to me what would happen to the economy?
To the economy?
Yes.
They're not adding to our economy.
Sorry,
our GDP per capita is shrinking, not growing with the people we're having in.
And Sebastian, only... I mean, obviously, we've got a problem with illegal immigration.
Yes.
But when it comes to legal immigration, fewer than a quarter of visas granted are worker visas. So you could easily cut out 75% of immigration with absolutely no economic consequences. And we have millions of people who are not working who could work. So if you froze immigration tomorrow, I think we'd manage.
I think freezing would be really, really extreme. Of course it should come down, and it is coming down. It's come down drastically.
It doesn't come down drastically.
Of course it's come down drastically. It was over 900,000. It was over
900,000.
I'm not saying who's can take the credit for it. I'm just saying it has come down.
But Sebastian,
and it is factually wrong to disagree with that.
The problem is, I think if you polled the British public right now, they would want net emigration from the country.
Yes.
They would want people to leave. And when you say what would happen, yes, of course the economy would take a hit. We have to be honest with it. Of course it would. But people are willing to take that risk. They would see cheaper house prices, which are at all-time highs when they're young people who live with them at their parents' houses until they're 30, 40
Smaller
these days.
class sizes.
You see hospital
the British public
waiting
were
lists
polled.
go down.
The British public were polled. And do you know what they said? They thought that there were more illegal immigrants than legal immigrants in this country. That is wrong by an order of magnitude. And it's because of the amount of fake news and false information coming through our social media and coming through our news.
Underestimate the overall numbers drastically by a factor of 10 and still say they're too high.
And doesn't that tell you that there's mass confusion out there about the whole state of this?
Yes, but doesn't
so how can we take
if people knew how bad it really was, their opinions would be even more.
But Sebastian, and also the thing is that people look around them and they feel and see the changes. The reason why the immigration is now the top-rated poll on YouGov is not because it's just about illegal immigration, which does contribute to it, but it's they can also physically see their local places changing. They can see that they can't get a doctor for 2 weeks. They can see that their kids are now in classrooms of 30 children. These are all the things they can see happening around them, and I think that's when we talk about this. And I think this is where Robert Jenrick's moving the Overton window to. He's moving ahead of it because I reckon there will be demands for this because we can't build the houses that we've been promised. Angela Rayner failed in her first year to get barely any off of the ground. And these millions of homes that are being promised aren't going to happen. And this is putting immense pressure on people who are really trying to work hard.
Let's bring in Renee just for a final word. Sebastian's point is that the one-in, one-out deal, the fact that even 2 people have been deported is a sign of progress. It shows that it is at least possible.
Well, it does show it's possible, but it still also shows that we're spending a fortune of money to take 2 people out of the country, one of whom was an Indian national. We trade with India on a daily basis. Starmer is going to India to see Modi in a few weeks' time. Why didn't someone pick up the phone and say, you know what, if you want your visas, you need to take this guy back? Instead, we give him to France in return for other people, and then we're going to keep those people. This is not a deterrent. We should be just closing the borders. As Trump said yesterday, this is destroying this country. Don't laugh,
Why are you
Sebastian.
such a pessimist?
Why are you so
such a pessimist?
Why are you so condescending?
The
People
system
on the
is
left,
working.
people
The system
on the...
is working, and you're trying to talk
Do you know
it
how
down.
many people are in
When
the
will you
channel?
ever be satisfied?
How many people are in the channel today,
When will you
Sebastian?
ever be satisfied?
How many people are in the channel today?
I don't know why you're asking me that.
500. So it's not working. It's not working.
2 people have been sent.
It's not working.
It's the start of a system.
It's not working. It's
What do you mean it's
going
not
to
working?
work.
People
I
have
think
literally left the country.
We could go
It's
on like
factually
this
wrong to
all
say
day.
that.
I think
Factually.
people will be satisfied when the boats are stopped. That is what successive governments have promised and not yet delivered.
Yeah, and they also did promise tens of thousands of legal migrants, which is what people voted for 14 years. And I think there is a sense that this is why the British public are fed up with it. It's why Labour are now on 16 points in one poll today, and the Tories are down there because they haven't been listened to. And the public need to be listened to because they will lose it in the end, and they will vote for a brand new party. Yeah, they would.
Well, Renee, Sebastian, thank you very much. We'll have you back
Very
for some
fiery
more
stuff.